wife and I, Mary, we have a friend of ours. His name is John. He's a professional marksman. You know, the guys that shoot competitively. He gets paid a lot of money for doing this. And he invited us to go watch him. And he's got like 10 guns. And these guys are all high tech. They got lasers on them. I mean, it's just like Star Wars looking kind of stuff. I'm excited. I mean, I'm jazzed to go see him shoot. Mary, I think she's going along just to make me happy. She doesn't like guns, doesn't care about guns, doesn't want anything to do with guns. So we watch him shoot. He gets all through and he comes over and he says, "Hey, Jim, would you guys like to try it?" "Yes!" "Are you kidding me? I'd love to. Where can we go do it?" I have no idea what Mary's doing. I don't care, because I get to try one of these high-tech guns. So we go up to the gravel pit right up above. And over here, it's got this metal pipe, and it's got these 7 targets, these little fans on top of them, 7 little fans on a rod on this pipe here. And he takes this gun, it's got this laser on it, and John sets up and he goes, boom, 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 boom. He gets 5 out of 7. I'm impressed. That's pretty good. He gets 5 out of 7. And he comes to hand the gun to me and he starts to explain. I said, no, John, you don't have to explain. I grew up in the Northwest. I'm a hunting family. I know all about guns. You know how you try to explain to somebody and they're trying to be really cool, you know, and it's like they got their act together. I got it. So all I got to do is just, you know, give me the gun. I can make it work. Okay. So I take the gun and I go, boom, 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 boom. I get 3 out of 7. And John goes, "Wow, that's pretty good for your first time. That's very impressive." Yeah, it is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty hot, you know, yeah. Yeah, talk about the Harley attitude kicking in. You know, if I had leathers on, I mean, I'd clear out the whole neighborhood. He turns to Mary and says, "Mary, would you like to try?" She goes, "I've never held a gun before. I have no idea what to do." He says, "I'll show you." Now, he explains to her how to hold this high-tech gun that has a laser on it. Points a red dot and everything. But he does it in kind of a condescending, little belittling way. I mean, it's pretty obvious he doesn't have a high opinion of women being out on the shooting range. And he explains it to her, and my wife's a pretty strong, confident woman, and she's taken all this in. And Mary goes to set up, and she stops again. She goes, "Now, what am I supposed to do?" He said, "You put the red dot on the target, and you squeeze the trigger." Oh. Put the red dot on the target and squeeze the trigger. So Mary sets up. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you're really good, you're really fast, I mean some of the pros can do it, it's possible to get 2 shots off and hit one of the targets. But you got to be really fast and really good at what you're doing, good balance. So here's Mary. Mary sets up and goes, boom, 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 boom. She hit the first one twice and then knocked all of them down. She got 8 out of 7. Yeah, women get applaud. Yeah. Women always, yay, go. And John and I are going, "You got to be kidding me." I mean, we're looking at each other. I mean, our chin's got to be on the ground. 8 out of 7. And John turned to Mary and said, "How'd you do this? How'd you do that?" I'll never forget what Mary said. She said, "John, you told me to put the red dot on the target and squeeze the trigger, and that's what I did." You see, Mary didn't know it was supposed to be hard. She didn't know you're supposed to have balance. She didn't know there was a recoil. She did exactly as she was coached. So do your people. They do exactly as they're coached. So where are you only getting 5 out of 7 at work or 4 out of 7 when you should be getting 8 out of 7? Think about it. Would you go, if you walked into a brain surgeon and he's got this office and he's got this big desk and on the wall he's got this big sign that says, "Only 4 out of 7 survive." I guess I know the answer to that, don't I? We wouldn't go there. Think about Disney, the happiest place on earth, that they had a sign at their gate that said only 3 out of 7 leave here happy. You wouldn't go there. They expect what? 8 out of 7. I dare you to go to Disneyland and drop a piece of paper on the ground and have it be there longer than 30 seconds. You can't do it. It's impossible. Extraordinary customer service. FedEx, 8 out of 7. they get it there in 24 hours or they get a helicopter.